Asan Manukau is written? Asan Manukau is written? Asan Manukau is written?
One thing that everybody loves about New Zealand is that we are so chill. That is inherently a good thing until it becomes a work ethic or a culture norm that can harm many different people and many different things, including yourself. A laid-back cultural norm is not something that should be normalized because we think that there's just many harms many different people. But a few things in this debate. Firstly, on sit-up. Secondly, on why non-laid-back cultural norms are more important. And thirdly, why is it more beneficial? Oh, what is more beneficial for New Zealand and the sit-up? Secondly, on why non-laid-back on two things. First, on New Zealand, and thirdly, why is it more beneficial? Let's take a look at the average New Zealand citizen and what do they want? They want to live comfortably. They want to afford the cost of living, and they also want to succeed in their occupation and studies. They just want to succeed overall. I think that's actually they want to live and want to well. We also look at New Zealand like it's a marginalized, there's a lot of marginalized, and they also want to succeed like marginalization, women's studies, and youth. We also look at how New Zealand is very labor heavy. So we also look at farmland and trade jobs because that's what New Zealand is kind of known for. And then secondly, on indigenous, we see that laid back examples that are already sitting in motion, like farmland and trade jobs going on. And then B, we see that it has kind of changed from like a more work-focused mentality and examples that are already sitting in motion, like farmland and trade jobs going on. And then B, we see that it has kind of changed from like a more work-focused mentality and examples that are already sitting in motion, like farmland and life balance also means and then B, we see that it has kind of changed both things on both sides of the house. But on my first substantive point, which is why non-laid-back cultural norms are more important. So firstly, for context, we see like let's look at all the nuance in the motion. So first, let's look at prioritizing informality. So A, what does this look like? This looks like talking to your corporate boss with a sup air or like you've been besties since day one. And note that we don't want to eradicate those friendships. So if you're like between employers and employees, however, we want to prioritize formality and air or like you've been besties since day one. And note that we don't want to eradicate those friendships. There should be a time and space for everything, and I think that needs to be more grounded in like our culture or like in our society. Kind of what happens. B, we look at like small issues that lead to big things. So we look at like something really simple like emails. Written literacy is really important, and we think that it's actually part of formality because it's inherently bad if like in both you just don't write emails correctly because this just translates to everything that you do outside of that as well. You go into school and you type in really informal emails to your teacher, not only sometimes they don't even talk to you about it, but then you go into the workspace and just type an email like that, you probably get flagged on it, and you go into school and you it's also mean that like it also means that you're not taking serious, like you're not taking something serious in a serious environment like that. You probably get flagged on it, and so one of the main things. First, we see that prioritizing formality. It looks like coming on time, which is like not super simple, but something that's considered laid back. Like let's take an example, like before we dinner tonight. We had to be at the lobby by 6:20 to 5, but maybe we're a bit laid back. We want to like put on some makeup, so we come at 6:27. That bus is going to leave without. I don't think that's a good place. I want to eat 20 to 5. So maybe formality proves that you were like A, the environment that you're in, two people involved, and C, how does this happen? I want to eat 20 time to maybe dress nicely, and the job is meaningless not because of seeing more on the floor. This is important for you to build confidence in yourself. And how does this happen? I want to eat 20 time to maybe dress nicely, and the job is the meaningless not because of seeing that everything is really important when it comes to presentation because that's what people actually teenagers kind of wonder why they don't get jobs. Maybe it's because they're not being the meaningless. But here's the thing that everything we see that more formality can influence others around you because New Zealand and China go together and sometimes maybe it's because and so let's take a look at the more random mix up of your reviews, and that sometimes can influence you to be able to speak maybe more confidently around it. Maybe that means that you are maybe speaking more to other people, or maybe you're more formal, and that sometimes can influence someone like your teacher, somebody on that like maybe that means that you are maybe speaking more. Secondly, let's look at like informality and formality within homes. I think that's a nuance that's pretty important because sometimes when we look at this movie, it's kind of more like that work ethic. But I think that look at these cultural norms are also seen within homes. I think that's what does informality sometimes like, which is what the other people it's kind of see this looks like not doing chores when you look at these like speaking to your parents like dismissively. I mean, also you say not respecting the rules of your home. What the other people is saying because this looks like but why is this impactful? Firstly, it's strange. It's strange the parents and child relationship, and it also normalizes informality outside of the home, which is a really bad thing because we don't want children to grow up in a space where they are allowed to not do as they're told as soon as that happens. We don't want children growing up in an environment where they are allowed to maybe just lay back and relax when they are been told to get ready. I think that is something that like a home life can really teach you a lot of skills, and that's what we're going to go on to our allowed and how that's good. So you basically respect your parents by speaking to them. I think that is some of the number one important thing that a child should learn, and also and that's in your home you learn manners there. So if your parents are respecting your little child, I think that they're the ones that shape you. So if they have maybe like less of a laid back and that's that also in your home you learn manners there then as well. And this is really impacting because one, you get that better parent and that shape you. So when they have maybe to your respectful and that home is actually one of the best places to normalize formality before you enter the real world, because it is a place where you can make mistakes and you can correct yourself without like having to stress about being like, oh my gosh, my best place for normalize formality like before you enter the real world. But our last mechanism is just focusing on ambition, because context is that people are always doing our best ambition with the rise of like a work-life balance when you can get that on first. Our last mechanism is your life. But secondly, we see that ambition is seen as impossible or highly unlikely to occur in New Zealand because of this laid-back norm, which can be that on purpose. That like in a small country, like we want to be able to foster a society where like work ethic is something that we're proud of in order to succeed in your ambition. Why is this important? Like, it literally serves you purpose in life and it gives you better dynamics. So what does that actually mean? That we're proud of that it works interest and it wants to be why is acknowledge that? Like, so have you literally follow your goal and it leads you to higher chances of success, which is what an average New Zealand citizen wants. And so let's clear something like so when you want something, that's slowly leading to ambition and you want something to happen. So you then pursue what you want. But let's do like let's clear something. So you start, managing the time more effectively and pretending to work on time, or maybe like you're not asking for time extensions anymore. So you set goals and you actively achieve this. So you start, managing the time, and then on the comparative, you want something working on the work-life balance, and you just don't get it. So I think so you set goals and you actively more beneficial to achieve this. So you start, managing the time, and then on the comparative, you want something working on the work-life balance, and you just don't get it.
I think that because speech and I
more beneficial to achieve this. So you start, managing the time, and then on the comparative, you want something working on the work-life balance, and you just don't get it.
I think that just quickly note that I forgot to mention earlier, I will clap once at 1 minute, once at 7 minutes, and then twice at 8 minutes. I think that just quickly note that I forgot to mention earlier, I will clap once at 1 minute, once at 7 minutes, and then twice at 8 minutes. I think that just quickly note that I forgot to mention earlier, I will clap once at 1 minute, once at 7 minutes, and then twice at 8 minutes. I think that just quickly note that I forgot to mention earlier, I will clap once at 1 minute, once at 7 minutes, and then twice at 8 minutes. I think that just quickly note that I forgot to mention earlier, I will clap once at 1 minute, once at 7 minutes, and then twice at 8 minutes. I think that just a quick note that I forgot to mention earlier, I will clap once at 1 minute, once at 7 minutes, and then twice at 8 minutes. I think that just a quick note that I forgot to mention earlier, I will clap once at 1 minute, once at 7 minutes.
Oh my god, that was a bit brutal.
I think that just a quick note that I forgot to mention earlier, I will clap once at 1 minute, once at 7 minutes.
Oh my god, that was a bit brutal.
I think that just a quick note that I forgot to mention earlier, I will clap once at 1 minute, once at 7 minutes.
Oh my god, that was a bit brutal. And to lead us to this debate, we felt like we did a really good job of prep. And do you know why that was? We weren't stressed. We weren't stressed because we knew we would win this debate. Why is that? Because we benefit the Kiwi people the most. Three things in this debate. Firstly on CNIP, secondly on how we prioritise the person over the worker, and third of all, on how we have greater productivity on segregating. Why is that? Because we benefit the Kiwi people. What does New Zealand health work culture look at like at the moment? We think it's more, we think that first of the worker are more incentivized to take holiday days than the normal mobility. Second of all, we think that people are encouraged to take days off when they're sick and they're not feeling well, or to go and watch your child's prize giving or play. I think third of all, there's an emphasis on the outward life. Going to hobby, like going to school, are encouraged to take days off or going to the pottery class. I think fourth of all, it's important to note that people still getting work done. I think less scrutiny on human error, which we think is like going to hobby, like going to school, are encouraged. I also think it's important to mention. I think it's important to note. I think it looks like taking less time off for holidays, or just not taking them in general, like they're just not being offered. I think second of all, there's more animosity. I think it looks like as we can see in the time does say back to holidays, so there is that rivalry between two people, between peers in the workplace. I think third, I think staying on while sick, staying on while days in the time at home and not spreading the germs. There is that rivalry. I think fourth, people are also more incentivized to take overtime, taking on the stress, staying on while sick. They're not staying on while I think on days, there's again that more prioritization of work life balance. I think fourth, like now people are moving on towards about a characterization of formality and ethics. They're not. I think first of all on formality, I would again that mentality that manners are not forgotten. I think this is like now formality and basic manners about a characterization. Like I feel like I can be pretty. I think first years or my coaching, I can get respect, having that manners are not forgotten, and I can still show them, basic human kindness, and still be good to them. Like I don't feel like that's extremely segregated. You see, what we think formality looks like instead are like, three main things. And I can still show them, just basic human kindness, and still be good, and especially, activated towards. I think second, you see, it's stressing like, three main things. For example, if I was at basic human kindness, I'd have to make a comment, and especially, keep my head down when I'm using it. I think I don't want to make anything, impolite or anything. I think third of all, it's, for example, if I was at things that aren't necessarily taught. So I think just being judged on head down, which we don't think has any impact on how you are as a person. I think that's just, I think third of all, it's, we don't judge on mistakes that aren't necessarily. For example, I go to challenge judgment. I can talk, we don't think has any impact. I see how you are as a person. I think that's just, other schools like Hamilton Boys High School, where my beautiful second speaker is from, you have to make it. I go to challenge judgment. Even as a teacher, he doesn't look around. He wears who you are as a person. Like there's that big hierarchy that's like, and I don't think it's good. Now I have a relationship. Like you have to make it. I feel like I know what's going on and calming down. Now this is a big push. Like there's that big hierarchy to big things. But like any impact is relative to respect and relationship with kindness, which is symmetric and knows what's going on. So this falls out. Now I think the other main point is on ambition, and this is about how it leads up to the impact of relative character and success. It's looks like money and positions, which we just think is what now. I think the other main point and what's most important and human how it leads up to the impact is being able to is measured through personal metrics. For example, how close you are with your family, your enjoyment of life, including your life, living outside of it. I think it's what makes a happy memory, and it's benefits people more. So that's why we like to argue that this is what characterizes success. So we don't feel like ambition at work as important as a characterization on enjoyment, and it's benefits people more. So that's why we like to argue that this is what characterizes success. So we don't feel like ambition. That's a good point. Affirming has a little bit about the fact that you don't have money, you might be taking more time off. But first of all, we say that first of all, it is holiday pay. You're incentivized to take holiday pay. affirming has to be acceptable as well. It's not going to be that much. Like how it's taking more place. What we say that, still think that is that on the side of affirming, we said take it there and say that little bit extra pay, or a little bit of, showing a little bit more respect, like both things more, you'll actually do the job well. Like, it's on the side of affirming. So first of all, my point on how a little bit extra pay, or a little bit of, showing a little bit more respect, like taking more time off, they're like, you can take sick days, like they are actually sick, taking care of their well-being. I think it also looks like, more casual environment, showing a little bit, and also in comparison to like high stress environment, they're like, you take sick days. I'm from the UK. My parents moved over here to give me a life where I'm like, super stressed, where they're like, no, don't focus on ambition, focus on investment, comparison to like high stress environment, and at least I'm from the UK. My parents moved over here to give me a life where I'm like, so those people we give them less, they're like, no, don't look at high stress jobs, there's no great people. We see it takes toll. We think that this means that we're going to get, higher depression and worse mental health rates. Now, and why is this? Because most of your life revolves around how workers look, which is never going to be. I think setting more because we think that this is others, and a lot of get, higher depression and worse mental health rates. Prioritize career over everything at life. That is how workers look, which is never going to be. But then we see a lot, I think, tired workers on the side of things. Whereas on affirming, whereas on affirming, they just see this sense of pressure, security, and and they feel invested in their job, which is why they do and they get like that tired workers burnout. Second of all, we tell you that we have the best work-life balance. Like whereas on affirming, this prevents fixation, it allows personal enjoyment, and it also, it helps and make it like that mental health well-being. Like because second of all, we tell you that we achieve this outside of getting by. Whereas on affirming, we have, a prioritization to take time off or to leave work, and it also, and help take and make it like that. I think second of all, there's norms and encouragement participation outside of getting by. There's work, and this makes it more time off and incentivize it. Therefore, you have a great help take the inside of it. To see your friends and encourage them and help achieve this outside of stuff. I think also we have great family strength, and this makes it more. We cannot just incentivize it. Therefore, it has inside of love and incentive life, and it helps to see your friends and encourage. Why do we choose outside of game? I think we see that we see people more likely to take holidays, so then they have an incentive second. Also, willing to give time off for activities like prize. My dad didn't show up to any of my prize meetings when I was in the UK, but obviously he can come to my prize because he didn't have my teachers, and that's such a big benefit for me and him. Now, what this means is that workers have the ability to my dad didn't show up to any on app, rather than on app, so we have close to my prize. This combats hustle, and that's something that we see major and at the moment. Now, what this means is that workers have the ability to my dad didn't show up to any on app, people take breaks, they enjoy this, so we have close to my, and they spend time with others. We must hear about this because we see major and at the moment. Now, what this means is that workers have the ability to I have dad, and this is exposure to us on app, take breaks, they enjoy this, so we have close to my, and I also think that, it's really important for good mental health, if you have mental health, it's important to go out your day, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, it becomes all so hard, that's why we must prioritize this, and I also think that, it's to emphasize that New Zealand has great productivity, if you have that, now we think that, it's relatively one day, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, it becomes all how it's that's why we must priority in this and I think that, it's they have that clarity of mind for their workers, and they have that, now we think that, it's acceptable, some people look like brushing at the end of the day, they have increased motivation to get how done, and you're less likely to quit on unenjoyable jobs. I think that, like I said, they have that clarity of mind for their workers, and they're going to be less likely to stop working due to a mental health breakdown. I think brushing at the end of the day, we have more jobs created, more leisure, we need less jobs in the entertainment and leisure industry. I think with this, we also have more tourists, because we have, they're going to be less relaxed and are willing to take holiday pay and go on holiday. I think have more jobs created, more leisure, we need less impact, we're going to have more concentrated. I think that's what we try to we also have more, but it isn't possible because we have they're more likely to relax and are willing to take holiday pay, take on and go on holiday. They're more likely to be creative, like get out of here, days off sick, have more. If you want the best for the Kiwis and you listen them to do the best they can, that is why we must stand up and take holiday pay, take on and then go on holiday. They're more likely to be creative, like get out of here, days off sick, have
Their speech, and I now invite the second speaker to Birmingham.
That is why we must stand up and take holiday pay, take on and then go on holiday. They're more likely to be creative, like get out of here, days off sick,
Their speech, and I now invite the second speaker to Birmingham.
That is why we must stand up and take holiday pay, take on and then go on holiday. They're more likely to be creative, like get out of here, days off sick,
Their speech, and I now invite the second speaker to Birmingham.
That is why we must stand up and take holiday pay, take on and then go on holiday. They're more likely to be creative, like get out of here, days off sick,
Their speech, and I now invite the second speaker to Birmingham.
That is why we must stand up and take holiday pay, take on and then go on holiday. They're more likely to be creative, like get out of here, days off sick,
Their speech, and I now invite the second speaker to Birmingham. affirming others.
That is why we must stand beside each other.
I think that's it for this speech, and I now invite the second speaker is the affirming others.
That is why we must stand beside each other.
I think that's it for this speech, and I now invite the second speaker is the affirming others.
That is why we must stand beside each other.
Listen, when my dad came from Samoa, if he fell into those cultural norms of not working hard, of like having this work-life balance, I wouldn't be able to live in a house. Okay, I wouldn't be out on the streets. Let's be honest here. Listen,
You
when my
cannot
dad
live
came from
this life.
Samoa,
You
if he
cannot
fell
have,
into
like,
those cultural
you know,
norms
you
of
get to
not
see your
working
daughters
hard,
play.
of,
If
like,
your
having this work-life
if your
balance,
daughter
I
doesn't
wouldn't
have
be
a
able
school
live
to
in a
go
house.
to because
Okay, I
you
wouldn't
couldn't
be
pay
out
no
on the streets.
tuition.
Let's be
All right,
honest
let's
here.
talk about it.
When my
Two things
dad
I'll give you
came
for
from
this debate.
Samoa,
First off, let's talk about that case of Fletcher dying. If your second off, if your daughter doesn't have a school to go to because you couldn't pay no tuition. All right, let's talk about it. So what are they doing? I think the biggest push that we hear from the beginning is like, oh my gosh, kids are dying. It's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be like Afghanistan, what have you. Mind you, I think an important thing to note here is that New Zealand's health is notoriously horribly bad. It's in the gutter, bro. Like, regardless of if you was Afghanistan or not, and there are other factors to this equation. You don't get depression health is say 2 hours behind. You don't get depression. It's in the gutter, bro. Like, you know what I get depression from? I get depression from not being able to this equation. I get depression from not being able to say 4 hours basic necessity. It's alright. There's so many factors, bro. Like, at best, it's hard to like largely symmetrical. I get depression from not being able to like, hey, I get mental health not being able to. Bro, they're cutting out like the suicide line. Alright, nothing changes on their side of the house. Alright, but it's hard to like I get largely symmetrical. I think it's important to me that respect and equality do come like very intimately linked together. Okay, nothing changes on their side. Like my speaker already mentioned, is to show up. I think it's important, right? That also says to you, many of the normal things that you do also incite respect in that person, right? Like show up 2 minutes late. You are informal because these things that it's so good. How about you with the boss? So you show up 2 minutes late to this important meeting, right? Show up 2 minutes late. You are even if you didn't think that it's so good. How about you with the boss? So you show up 2 minutes late to this important meeting. They don't have money because they don't get to live. Right? Secondly, I will also get to you later about Stockholm syndrome. I will talk about you with the boss. So you show up 2 minutes late to this important meeting. They don't have money because they don't get to live. Right? Secondly, I will also get to you later about Stockholm syndrome. That work can also be true, right? Think that when you are like formal, you are like you tend to be more respectful. Like I've already given you. Yes, there might be instances of like passive aggression or whatever. But that's such a nuanced thing that it's like I don't get the impact of that. Moving on, right? So like I've already given you. What else do they tell us? They tell us that like oh my gosh, passive aggression. They tell us that's like a nuanced thing that it's like they tell us that like I don't get the impact of that. Moving on, if we go into that, so can we think there's gonna be less time off, there's gonna be animosity with this. People are gonna be they're gonna be sick and stay at work because they I don't get the impact of that. They then contradict themselves like oh you get paid, you get like sick time off, you get holiday pay. People are gonna why that like they're gonna be sick and stay at work because they I don't get the impact of that. They then contradict themselves they also then tell us that hey I get paid time off, you get holiday. I don't think like they think that like we're just pumping out brainless must work time, right? Obviously, if you're sick, a reasonable person is gonna stay home. That's not a work-life balance thing. That's a common sense thing. Right now, brainless must work time, right? Obviously, in mind that also like again with the animosity, it's gonna stay home. That's not a work-life balance thing. That's a common sense thing. I'm thinking about productivity. I'm thinking about ambition and productivity, right? Well, for ambition, it tells money doesn't fulfill again. In my view, I tell you, can never enjoy life without money, and they just not common sense thing. I'm thinking about productivity. I'm thinking about ambition. Most things that you need to enjoy life, your hobbies, your habits, your children's school, so you know that you are playing, you can never enjoy life without money. And freaking Romeo, right? Know that you most things that you need money, your hobbies, your habits, your children's life, and be a homeless brother on the side of the road. You think those freaking homeless people like being homeless? Oh, I gotta spend time with my daughter, but me and her are starving out in the streets in winter. Yay! What? Be a homeless brother on the side of the road. What else do they tell us? They also tell us that like homeless people like being homeless. It doesn't even matter any time with my daughter, but me and her are starving out in the streets in winter. Yay! Right? What? These things don't happen all the time. They just don't work. Right? Being homeless. The next change on there's the house on the marginal man are starving out the street in winter. Yay! Right? It just goes on. The next change on there's the house on the marginal man are starving out the street in winter. Yay! No one can afford bread. Literally no one and their mother can afford bread, mortgage, butter, right? Like, that's why we think it's so important to take every workshop opportunity that you have. Obviously, if you're sick, don't literally no one and their mother can afford bread, mortgage, do these things at the highest quality on time. I think it's so important to take every workshop. And then later comes your next paycheck and you're sick, don't literally no one and their mother can afford bread, mortgage, do these things at the highest quality on time. It's about one, get every workshop. And then later comes your next paycheck and you're sick, literally no one, right? I feel like people were something about tourists. I just want to know. I don't care about tourists. I don't want to comment on the literally right. I feel like people were something about tourists. I just want to know. I don't care about tourists. Some guy being relaxed and work correlates to more people coming into the country. That doesn't make sense, right? Japan has a work heavy, like, no, that people love going to Japan. Oh, really? Waste of people coming into the country. Like, that doesn't make sense. Take that now, right? And, like, run to Japan. Work heavy, like, no, because people love going to Japan. But it's really waste of people coming in. So laid back and relaxed. I can think about work. Take that now, right? And better to a higher quality. Not that. Like, I tell you that people love going to Japan. But it's so laid back and so casual. Whatever. That's all I think to turn into that now, right? Like, and more better to a higher double check the spelling, right? Things that like struggle out. They might seem insignificant, but it's always back. Those 2 minutes add up. It's like 2 minutes add up every single day. That is going to add up into a double check the spelling, right? The second thing is that like struggle out. They might just bad to not do those work and add up low quality because you're going to work that every single day. That is going to add up into a double check gas, right? The second thing is that like struggle out. They might just bad to not do those work and add up low quality because you're going to work that every single day. That's all. Top poppy syndrome. You don't know what top poppy syndrome is? That's basically cut others down to bring yourself up. We see that on this level. There are so many because we normalize the culture of basically trying to bring yourself up. We put this thing on this level. Want to be something bigger. That's why there are so many because we put this thing on that want to achieve something. That want to make a name of it. We complete the stigma towards this. We just watch your hustle. Again, secondly, I already told you, different topics that want to achieve something. And that want to make a name of it. We complete the stigma towards this. It punishes your hustle. That's trying, right? Again, secondly, I already told you, you're trying to be like CEO or whatever. And all your coworkers go, that's why she's trying so well. Right? I think it's something that is too fundamental that is going to diminish you. You don't want to show it. You don't want to be like CEO. It restricts these people into jobs because of like shame. Like, imagine you are like, what can we here wants to be instrumental that is going to diminish those kids don't want to show it. You don't want to. Little Timmy is likely to go into something that is perceived as easier. Burger King. Like, he goes to fucking Burger King because that is going to be instrumental. That is going to comparatively like, yes, it is competitive. Yes, there might be like something perceived as easier. Still, Burger King. Like, he goes to Burger King because he doesn't want to cost anything back into the house because everyone is going through the same position. Everyone understands that what you are doing is hard work and you are not trying too hard. You are trying to live as a person. Burger King doesn't want to cost anything back into the house because everyone has those times to make a position. Everyone understands that what you are doing is hard work at the end of my day. You are not trying to get better. Trying to live as a person. Burger King, bro, you need money to live. Also, because everyone has those times to make a position. Everyone understands that what you are doing is hard work at the end of my day. You are not trying to get better. Trying to live as a person. Burger King, bro, you need money to live. Also, because everyone has those times to make a position. Everyone understands that what you are doing is hard work at the end of my day. You are not trying to get better. Trying to live as a person. Burger King, bro, you need money to live. Also, because everyone has those times to make a position. Everyone understands that what you are doing is hard work at the end of my day. You are not trying to get better. Trying to live as a person. Burger King, bro, you need money to live. Also, because everyone has those times to make a position. Everyone understands that what you are doing is hard work at the end of my day. You are not trying to get better. Trying to live as a person. Burger King, bro,
Bro, you need money to live. Because we have less time to live. And I think what you should get that what you should learn at the end of my thing, not is that one, we have better speech and I live. And they bro, you need money to live. Because we have less time to live. And I think what you should get that what you should learn at the end of my thing, not is that one, we have better speech and I live. And they bro, you need money to live. Because we have less time to live. And I think what you should get that what you should learn at the end of my thing, not is that one, we have better speech and I live. And they bro, you need money to live. Because we have less time to live. And I think what you should get that what you should learn at the end of my thing, not is that one, we have better speech and I live. And they bro, you need money to live. Because we have less time to live. And I think what you should get that what you should learn at the end of my thing, not is that one, we have better speech and I live. And they bro, you need money to live. Because we have less time to live. And I think what you should get that what you should learn at the end of my thing, not is that one, we have better speech and I live. And they bro, you need money to live. Because we have less time to live. And I think what you should get that what you should learn at the end of my thing, not is that one, we have better speech and I live. And they bro, you need money to live. Because we have less time to live. And I think what you should get that what you should learn at the end of my thing, not is that one, we have better speech and I live. And they bro, you need money to live. Because we have less time to live. And I think what you should get that what you should learn at the end of my thing, not is that one, we have better speech and I live. And they bro, you need money to live.
As one of assertions. They say you are on the streets, starving in New Zealand in the status quo. Can we have a sense check here? Let's have a look outside. New Zealand has one of the greatest qualities of life in the world. Our homelessness is one of the lowest in the world. You are on the streets, let's take a look at something like China, with a very work-focused life. Let's have a look outside. I ask, would you rather live in New Zealand or China? In New Zealand, we don't have the our homelessness is one of the lowest in the world. You are in China, it's a very work-focused life. I think you've also become work-focused. So a couple of questions. I ask, would you rather live in New Zealand or China? In New Zealand, we don't have the our homelessness, what is productivity and like the whole money aspect? China, thirdly, what benefits do you get like formality on that side? And finally, university, what are the benefits of China? Now, how like a harmony and like the like money no, certainly what benefits do you get? I think we make like a clear picture as to what actually matters in this debate. So I think first, how like a debate, like the main stakeholders are obviously New Zealand. No, I believe the ones that are primarily affected by this. And I think secondly, I think the metric of measuring what is best for New Zealand. So I think first is by looking at like best thing for New Zealand quality of life. Now, why is this? I think the quality of life makes one by two purpose. I think that the state of quality of life that measuring what is best for New Zealand. So and thus, I think harm like in like would be interesting for you. Another benefit that you think is why is I think the population what I believe. I think that the impact of ambition, what is best for formality, and the matter I think harm and how they can be improved or decrease the quality of life and vice versa. I think the population. So now what is like productive in the whole money as an impact on how on both formality and I think that's the main point how we get from that decrease the quality of life on the impact going to do unproductive. So now what is like productive in the whole money as an impact? So firstly, I think my first I think it's the main material as why productivity actually better on our and I think it's earning more money. So like material like better like happiness like I think by clarity like the able to main material and second I think that is better on our like productivity is earning more money. Productivity is only so good as to how it A like increases your wage and B decreases price of goods. So I think that if you look I think that if you are very ambitious and you are productivity is only you want to maximize your own A like thus and I think that the goal of companies under outside I think that it shifts from profit maximization being one of the goals and you essentially profit maximization being the only goal of companies and the company thus and you go to very high as they do an outside I think that it shifts money. So I think goal just being one of the goals wages optimization being the only one of outside companies as they like wages are like these companies are going to maximize profit shifts their money. So I think obviously going to put wages as low as possible. They're not really going to care as well as they like wages because once again they're going to maximize these companies. And secondly, I think prices will be raised as high as obviously going to put wages as low and no, even if it's made as they like wages due to like once again they're going to maximize that to raise prices like I think prices I think it will almost certainly happen to wages that are as low and no, and this even does look like grid and look and exactly the city. And these are like the increase in device because people have provided you data to the device. So on the app side, do companies like being given even another care about grid and look and exactly the device were used. And these are like the device have provided you data. So I think one of the impacts, firstly, I think that if you buy that productivity is you get a lot of apps that are like, well, you're not going to be starving, you're going to have a nice package. And secondly, so I think one of the buy our material, firstly, I think you take a buy that productivity is made, you get a boost. I think prices will rise and wages will fall in tandem, resulting in at best a net zero effect on quality of life, and at worst, reducing quality of life. Yes, productivity is made, you get a decrease. I think prices will rise and wages will fall in tandem, resulting in at best a net zero effect on quality of life, and at worst, reducing quality of life. Laid back culture, I think in New Zealand looks like companies prioritizing things not just like basic profit maximization, but things like the environment. It looks like the CEOs being in charge of laid back, not just caring about money, but caring about their work-life balance. However, on our side of the house, I think that the CEOs like the environment, it looks like no longer really care so much about how to balance. Their focus is primarily on caring about their work. And what is this balance? I think this means that they've gone intuitively shift. I think that away from like the work-life balance, away from like quality of life, towards just how to play out. Their focus is primarily because we are focusing on competitiveness. I think this means like gone, I mean, how companies shifted away. Well, essentially, whoever earns the most money, right? So I think there are like like more like something because we are focusing on competitiveness. And like once again, I mean, how competitiveness. Well, essentially, whoever earns the most money. It seems that once again, they want to grow like more. Like the status quo isn't able to focus on ambition. They are likely to get the same. Now, onto what benefits do you get from formality growing app? So I think this is the main issue that I like about this on app. But unfortunately, they get very little actual change from the campaign. How do you get? Do they give formality? They give us a few main things. Firstly, like a better parent-child relationship. Secondly, that they get a very emotional like matchmaking, like your own goals. And thirdly, monetization. So online regulations, the main relationship. I think that in our world, in the child relationship, anything that they get is the norm. Thus, talking in your own to your parents is the norm, as not seen as like this. So online regulations, if you're in a relationship, I think that in our world, in the child relationship, anything that seems the norm, we're not going to take any slight talking. And I say that you won't reach the norm, but I think that is like this. So online related formality to basic and that is like largely anything that seems the norm. I do think that on both ends, you're going to have this like I think some won't reach the norm. But I think that like you talking related, that's not formal, that's basic. And now on like promotions, once again, I don't think that all is valid to have formality like this in one. Your boss is not going to fall in one. And furthermore, I think you still expecting your boss. You won't be saying like age go to them, but neither are you straight and bow. You're going to be like this. And I mean, your boss is not going to you're still going to be doing respectfully. And furthermore, initially, I think it'll be the exact same number, like you're saying age go both sides. And neither like they won't be any real change. Now, once more on your fix. Once again, this is like the initial analysis. I think this is the exact same number, still age formality. And neither is like respect. And I think that's not what's being debated by the you can be both respect and like and it should also still be this still also be like this formality and just like and I think that's not like formality and best have some slight correlation and it's definitely like no clear so now like this what does quality of life look like on both sides and no this is our main issue. I think that some highlight the quality of life does increase I think it's links to base so now once again it is what you should be judging based by it's science that New Zealand care about the quality of life. So once again, the only thing you really care about here is that well, we're going to be running and happening. I think once again, we don't love to do I think that like just care about check most people in New Zealand aren't and I think that if I say that well, your wages are well, that's not I think once again, we don't love to do I think that like just care about I think on the outside of the house, we get more time and I think that obviously I see that well, I think it's a bit of worse life balance once again, you will be happy in your relationship with it. And you can like outside of the school, you get more time and I have a bit of a relationship because you can work I think like we're not trying to be super formal with relations. We're not using sir and man and you can like outside of the school, we get into active close relationship. So I think outside of the school, you get both better I think like you're not trying to be super formal and you actually get more sir and man and that is why I'm so proud of this. We get into active close relationship. So I think outside of council, you get both a bit of quality and not
speech and then invite the third speaker of the
and that is why I'm so proud of you. Thank you. So, then outside of council, you get both a bit of quality and not
speech and then invite the third speaker of the
and that is why I'm so proud of you. Thank you. So, then outside of council, you get both a bit of quality and not
speech and then invite the third speaker of the
and that is why I'm so proud of you. Thank you. So, then outside of council, you get both a bit of quality and not
speech and then invite the third speaker of the
and that is why I'm so proud of you. Thank you. So,
Three clashes in today's debate. Firstly, surrounding mental well-being of the stakeholder workers, and secondly on efficiency, and thirdly on like this minor one of like respect. But firstly on mental well-being, what did we tell you? What is the opposition trying to tell you? They tell you that people are going to surrounding mental well-being too much on work, neglecting personal values and efficiency. I feel like this is a very extreme sort of like push that they try to say, but I'll tell you why it's just inherently just not true. We tell you that people just take day off when they sleep. I feel like that's just inherently like personal values and like I feel like this is like what they just only do. What is really push like they try to say? It looks like them why it's just inherently just like we tell you that people just take day off in the morning and they can't. I feel like that's just inherently like itchy first. I feel like if they're ambitious enough and they understood the efficiency of their work, they would probably take a day off because they want to be well rested so they can do their work better tomorrow. I feel like this intuitively, especially for someone outside the house who really cares about their work, would probably do that and take that day off because they want to be well rested. What do you tell you about? We tell you that I feel like this example of going to a prize giving, it's something that anyone cares about. We tell you that it's more likely that your dad is going to show up to your prize giving because he decided to finish his work early in advance so you can make time to show up to that prize giving in the first place. I feel like that's a mutually exclusive benefit on outside the house. We tell you that your dad, we tell you that because you're able to make time, you're able to enjoy make time with your family because you make time to get your usually early finisher, finish early, and that is like we tell you that because you're able to make time, you're able to enjoy make time with your family. What do they also tell you? They talk about like the early finisher and how like you finish early, and that is like tell you that competition exists because you're able to make time. We tell you that no matter where you go, ambition is going to exist in Japan, China, USA, everywhere ambition and this value like a universal thing. So why would you think these values tell you that no matter where you go, ambition is going to exist in Japan, China, USA, everywhere ambition and this value tell you that like a universal thing. We tell you that rivalry competition doesn't just like I feel like we're able to understand that kind of professionalism and when you kind of like have that professionalism, you're less likely to like just not be friends with your work because he doesn't just like I feel like the average person would just try to listen to their work and try to hack and have more type of what could you listen like so like when I was out it's more likely to ask and how did you get that? Because how did you get such good work? How did you handle that on time? What did you do? What was the steps that you did? Because you decided to do that extra mile. So like on this side, I like to rely on this low pressure mentality that you never make this extra mile that is mutually exclusive. And what did you do? The opposition can hear because you decided to do that extra mile. So on this whole point about mental well-being, that you never make the experience that is usually any average opposition can just take that because you decided to probably just on this whole point about mental well-being, that you never make the experience that is usually any take that extra mile, finish your work on time, be able to make that money and without you enjoying but secondly, I think that your wife any take that extra mile, finish your work on time, be able to make that money and without you enjoying but secondly, I think that your wife any take that extra mile, finish your work on time. The average adult will see a prize giving as like generally just a big thing in of itself. You work, you do every single day, but a prize giving just never comes every single day. I think inherently the value of a prize giving is probably going to override the average person. A prize giving as like generally just a big thing in of itself. You work, you do every single day, but a prize giving just never comes every single day. I think inherently the value of a prize giving. You're just trying to talk about how like you're going to take advantage of your wage by considering like just a big thing in of itself. But we tell you that firstly, there's so many contracts to make sure that you don't get taken advantage of. But second, you're just trying to talk about you're more likely to fight back when outside the house. Because if you have that that low pressure vibe. I don't really care. You're less likely to like notice, oh my gosh, I'm just getting ripped off. But when work is your most, you're more likely to, because if you have that, if your company's trying to rip you off, and guess what? Because you decide to take that, oh my gosh, I'm just getting ripped off. You can write the precious email to Ace and ask, why are you trying to do me dirty like that? And say, that's company, you probably do what? And guess what? Because you this extreme company, oh my gosh, I'm just getting also, if a company wasn't email to Ace, wouldn't they more likely take advantage of you? Because you guys have that label, you probably do what? Like it's much more easier to just take advantage of someone who just doesn't care and also than someone who's really addicted. I feel like wouldn't they more likely take advantage of addicted, but like because you guys have that label, they take that into you. Like it's much more easier to I feel like they're more likely to take care of technology than someone who's really addicted. I feel like they never tell us why you wouldn't produce a lot of take that into the house. We tell you that efficiency, I feel like so much more like allows you to do more work. I feel like that's something that's easily tangible. I think never tell us why and especially we're in a world where everything is tell you that efficiency and efficiency. I feel like that allows you to like competitive work. I feel like that's the thing. Like no matter where you go, especially for a student who may want to travel the world or try and like work somewhere else. I feel like these values are inherently good. But yeah, the opposite said that like no matter where you go, especially for a student who may want to travel the world, even if you don't believe that we get like better social aspects, you should believe that independently you get like better work ethic and like you should probably believe that like even the quality of work is probably even if you don't, which is important because you should probably weight this to a much higher extent. I feel like we're a work ethic like you should probably believe that like even the quality of work on your work. I feel like that's important because you should probably weight this to a much higher extent. I feel like we're a work ethic like you should probably believe that like even the quality of work on your work. I feel like that's important because you should probably weight this to a much higher. You take an extra 2 hours. I feel like if you were to take that extra 2 hours of work, that means you're trying to reach a deadline. But I feel like people are more likely to take 2 more hours of work because they didn't just on your side, your guys' side of the house, because you guys didn't finish it in advance in the first place, and you decided to go on your golfing trip like the Bahamas or something or whatever, using your holiday pay or whatever. Fairly unrespected. Humanity is generally something that takes a long time to go on your golfing trip like the Bahamas. You're much more likely to get like using your holiday pay or if you wear a suit to your respectable, your boss knows that like you bring a suit instead of chair because the suits are much more likely to get put on like special holiday pay. Something that takes a while to like iron, but you just feel like you're more at home. That just generally shows that you just don't care at all because it's so much easier just to like wake up, brush your teeth, and then just walk out the room and then just get to your job and feel like you're seeing because formality shows that you just and I feel like the opposition is trying to go so much easier just to formality like wake up, brush your teeth, and then just walk out the room. I feel like yes, we'll give you guys like formality is something that the opposition is like trying to open the door for someone or like your team and I feel like taking the time to wash the dishes when you're over at a friend's house. Yes, that means those are not like just opening the door for someone or those are something that you take 2 extra steps to do, like taking the time to wash the dishes when you're over at a friend's house. I don't know how they're like able to completely get this 2 miles to the door, which is probably way higher. So those are something that you take 2 extra steps to do, like taking the time to wash the dishes when you're over at a friend's house. I don't know how they're like able to completely get this 2 miles to the door, which is probably way higher. So those are something that you take 2 extra steps to do, like taking the time to wash the dishes when you're over at a friend's house. I don't know how they're like able to completely get this 2 miles to the door, which is probably way higher. So those are something that you take 2 extra steps to do, like taking the time to wash the dishes when you're over at a friend's house. I don't know how they're like able to completely get this 2 miles to the door, which is probably way higher. So those are something that you take 2 extra steps to do, like taking the time to wash the dishes when you're over at a friend's house. I don't know how they're like able to completely get this 2 miles to the door, which is probably way higher. So those are something that you take 2 extra steps to do, like taking the time to wash the dishes when you're over at a friend's house. I don't know how they're like able to completely get this 2 miles to the door, which is probably way higher. So those are something that you take 2 extra steps to do, like taking the time to wash the dishes when you're over at a friend's house. I don't know how they're like able to completely get this 2 miles to the door, which is probably way higher. So those are something that you take 2 extra steps to do, like taking the time to wash the dishes when you're over at a friend's house. I don't know how they're like able to completely get this 2 miles to the door, which is probably way higher. So those are something that you take 2 extra steps to do, like taking the time to wash the dishes when you're over at a friend's house. I don't know how they're like able to completely get this
The affirmative team win this debate. You have to buy two very strange ideas. Firstly, that everyone is on the brink of starvation and we need everyone to get back in the office and work 100 times harder or everyone in New Zealand is going to die. You have to buy two very strange ideas. That everyone is rude like 100% of the time and one that everyone can get back in the office on this and work 100 times harder or everyone in New Zealand is going to die. In this debate, I have two main points of attack. That everyone is rude like 100% of the time and one that everyone can get back in the office productivity and formality and everyone in New Zealand to fundamentally point to access of the either side of the debate. I think we have to understand that New Zealand is productivity and formality and they're able to make this fundamentally point to any of that without the many I have the ability to understand and understand New Zealand do that, to care about that, and if you have formality, if they're able to make just don't see the importance of any of that, to any of that without side of the you need to have good mental health. And so I think that New Zealand is that part of this debate because you can't get any other impacts of our age. So no matter what else I say, if we can continue to have better mental health on our side, we need to have then we encourage and say I think that New Zealand is part of this debate relatively little impacts of our age. So no matter what else I say, if we can continue to have better mental health on our side, we need to have our side encouraged because I think New Zealand already has incredibly bad mental health. Why would you want to make it worse? And Eva has already stated all the problems of having an inherently bad work-life dynamic, and that we're going to get an overall worse mental health issue. And Eva has already stated the problem, and that inherently bad work-life dynamic and bad mental health, having depression, suicide, or self-harm, and if we can preventing New Zealanders from having those terrible impacts of general bad mental health, of not living a happy, fulfilled life, then I think we have to give the debate to New and that having the one terrible and the most important thing, because losing a life of not bad mental health, then nothing else in that debate, then I think we have to give the debate charity. I'm going to say that when they talk about the that having the one terrible and the most important thing, because losing a life of not bad mental health, then nothing else in that debate, then I think because of the debate society, I'm going to say that when they talk about that having the one terrible and the most important thing, that on the affirmative side of the motivated society are also just not going to go into that. I feel like on the affirmative side of doing it. It's a motivated society. When they do it, are also just not going to go into that. No, don't do that. Prove it wrong. Like, sometimes you said, oh, no, you can't do that. And that's you. That is far fire in you. When you want to be able to do that, and they will do it. And overall, they have very little background, like from the stuff that I'm going to head about you can't order that, and that's you, and how we would fire it, like when you want to be able to, I think it's inherent to me. You have to overall all of our very little background about them and stuff that I'm going to and as we have just the points around that, and how we would fire it, like when you inherently able to, I think it's inherent to the actual negating side of our very, and as I explained to many of the points of and as you are dying, if you're not getting up in the morning, then your overall quality of life is going to be worse. And so that is the most important point of this debate. And as I explained to many of the points of and as you are dying, if you're not getting up in the morning, then your overall quality of life is going to be worse. And so that is the most important point of this debate. And as I have to apply your mental health to success is incredibly harmful because we all had don't all your work and your so that is inherent. There are going to be times when your work output isn't the best to apply your mental health, sickness, personal tragedy, injury, days off, all had don't all your work and when your mental health is completely tied to how you and your job, it's going to work in your mental health as you only care about how it is injury, days off, how all had don't on the point and when your mental activity and the need how you and your job, it's basically only as you only care about how it is Step one, the importance of this is not widely available to if the gains are marginal to none, then we wouldn't have this debate. But luckily, I've only spoken mostly in there. Firstly, let's talk about the important one of the importance. This is not widely available to if the gains are marginal to none, then we wouldn't have this debate. But luckily, I've only spoken mostly in there. Firstly, New Zealanders are incredibly caring. We may not want to students right every day, but we care about feelings and then and maybe when we left on the maybe we don't put on a student side, New Zealanders are incredibly care about caring. And we may not less formal outside. There are some other things that happen in the body and maybe when we left them or maybe we don't put on a student side and we don't agree, it's more likely to call it out because we're not feeling like maybe this could be other time promotion. Like say for example, we get to if you really end up doing stuff, you might live in a really more likely to call it out. I know that like that, but I'm going to push for other time and not think that. But on the negating side of the house, because we're more laid back, because we might we're less formal, I think there is a call to be like, actually no, what I'm going to put, what's okay, I'm going to call it out. But on the negating side, the most important thing to me, and I care about other people too, and I'm going to go on to be like, actually no. And secondly, what I'm going to put, what's I'm going to call it out about the games. It's often like, oh, there's a lack of ambition about that ambition, and I think sure that sustainability should be the most important thing in your life. I think your family and your friends are just inherently more to use that. And where does that mean to that ambition and the rest of your life? So if you weigh emotions, so I don't think having a lack of family and ambition is inherently a bad thing. It's like, ambition comes from wanting to enjoy your life outside of work. So this we may ambition on us. I think we don't care about it inherently. When we achieve our goals, we're going to actually gain more positive outside of work because we have more time to enjoy them and money we get from our things. We don't care about that and socially. They also talk about influence and others, and I think that's very gaining outside because probably we have more time and the care and money we get from our things. We don't care about how other people do. Then I think about influence and others, and I think that's very gaining having the best time because probably having the same as everyone out there and money we get. They've talked about the fact that money is needed. Then I think about different gains from products and the best time in the game is instead it's everyone out there and what if they talk about that we don't care about money, we understand that it's the end all game. And if you are at the poverty line, like they seem to just suggest almost all of New Zealand is, I think you're going to just inherently don't work harder, right? Because you don't want to be sick. You don't care about your life outside like they seem to, and that life outside will work all of you're inherently going to gain, but you don't get harder, right? Because you don't want to be still enjoying yourself even when they are not having the best time. They're not eating themselves all the time. They're not achieving well and work, but so they're better mental health and overall is better. And they push it again when they are not having the best and they are that all the time. They're not doing well and also they're better mental health. It's a lot more to do with how you feel, not that choice. I think it can be very interesting and much addition. I think the two concepts are just inherently more to do with how you feel. And on us, I want to come to the productivity to win on this. I think as we talked about, we have a better economy and they said, oh, you can send better emails if you're workplaces pulling you up. But if you care about ambition so much, you're not going to be out here sending emails to your boss because you don't want to get not employed. And if they say, oh, you can send better emails and puzzles to workplaces to come here. So we have to care about ambition. Otherwise, people will go to cheaper places to get their emails. For all of those jobs, they're incredibly not employed. And if they say, oh, you can send better emails and puzzles to workplaces to come here. So we have to care about ambition. Otherwise, people will go to cheaper places to get their emails. For all of those jobs, they're incredibly not employed. And if they say, oh, you can send better emails and puzzles to workplaces to come here. So we have to care about ambition. Otherwise, people will go to cheaper places to get their emails. For all of those jobs, they're incredibly not employed. And if they say, oh, you can send better emails and puzzles to workplaces to come here. So we have to care about ambition. Otherwise, people will go to cheaper places to get their emails. For all of those jobs, they're incredibly not employed. And if they say, oh, you can send better emails and puzzles to workplaces to come here. So we have to care about ambition. Otherwise, people will go to cheaper places to get their emails. For all of those jobs, they're incredibly not employed. And if they say, oh, you can send better emails and puzzles to workplaces to come here. So we have to care about ambition. Otherwise, people will go to cheaper places to get their emails. For all of those jobs, they're incredibly not employed. And if they say, oh, you can send better emails and puzzles to workplaces to come here. So we have to care about ambition. Otherwise, people will go to cheaper places to get their emails. For all of those jobs, they're incredibly
I think we should look at the difference between New Zealand with and without about these laid-back cultural norms. On our side, by word of the motion, you would prioritize your work-life balance list. You will be working, say, an extra 2 hours from your leisure time and giving this to your work. You'll be more competitive and you have a worse work-life balance. You would prioritize your work-life firstly on how you will be working, say, an extra 2 hours from your leisure time and giving this to your work. How will you be more competitive and you have a worse work-life. I think this is the main prioritize your work-life firstly, and then mainly working on earning more on their side on how I think we can win this one and we do the first bit. I think this is the main priority. Now, the underlying and the underlying mechanism that they give you is that you will make more money and you will work harder and you'll be working longer hours and you'll be making more money. So let me tell you the underlying at first they give you 6 reasons as to why productivity that you will make more money on their side of the fence and what's actually been on our side. And to these responses, at best they've been mitigated, and at worst they've been essentially responded as to why secondly, I think that even on their side, you do believe you'll be on our side, you will be more at least on our side of the month. At best they've been that prices will, and at worst and wages respond as to why I don't think you actually will be even on their side of the month. And thirdly, I think this is the main at least the most I think it's always been hard and at worst and wages respond is to affect your quality of life, and yet there's diminishing returns for money. And as we have said, the vast majority of New Zealanders are not absolute poverty. They have at least some money, they have a good quality of their kids, they have at least some diminishing returns. They're not in the second money. And as we have said, when it gets past so I think at best, the average person is earning slightly more. This is why I have at least some diminishing returns. They're not outside. But at best, they get a very marginal impact of wealth or maybe big once every so often. The average person is earning slightly more, like more. However, once again, you don't actually have time to go to the movies anymore. At best, they're going to do because you're selling it for wealth or money. And on the outside, we wouldn't have time, once again, time regulation, time, once again, packaging time rather than time slaving away at you're selling signals under money and on the outside. So I think this is the most important thing in this debate. I think this time regulation is I think like you rather than time slaving away most of your tasks after how you have more money on your life. So I think this is the most what do we tell you? I think we tell you mainly time mental health. I think like we ask you time is laid out. This is self-work. This after how well you have more money. And actually, what do we tell you? Is that you think we tell you mainly time as you look for. So I don't think it's this one. I think it's at best self-work. It's at best mitigating that case because you are like you're also bad. Is that you think we tell you mainly time? I think they don't actually give any because this one I think that's why you make more money. Self-work. But I think it's once again most are like you're also bad at it. And additionally, well, I think you can the basics. So I think at the end of this, you should believe that they haven't actually given as to why you won't be more bad at work. They haven't, and additionally, as to why you're solving work is now tied to how basic you are. So I think we now tied to competitively. We now bad relationships. You can comparing as to one another. They do try and talking about ambition is like not you're solving work is now tied to how basic. We tell you that quite actually by word of the mission on their side of the house, they are just more ambitious. They do try more of this self-work to money to work. And this is very negative. We tell you that if you are by word of the mission on their side more ambitious, they do try to something of earning a huge amount of money because when you work. And this is when you extra 2 hours at say McDonald's, you're unlikely to earn much more. However, what do you do now with extra 2 hours? Those are extra 2 hours of earning a huge amount of money. Those are extra 2 hours. This is these extra 2 hours at say McDonald's. Those are extra 2 hours that could be spent on making your life happier. And that is why I'm so proud of earning with huge amount of money. Those are extra 2 hours. This is these extra 2 hours at say McDonald's.
I think that's suited to this speech, and I now invite up the reply speaker for these
and that is why I'm so proud of earning with huge amount of money. Those are extra 2 hours. This is these extra 2 hours at say McDonald's.
I think that's suited to this speech, and I now invite up the reply speaker for these
and that is why I'm so proud of earning with huge amount of money. Those are extra 2 hours. This is these extra 2 hours at say McDonald's.
I think that's suited to this speech, and I now invite invite up the reply speaker for the event. Thank the speaker for their speech, and I now invite up the reply speaker for the event.
Let's read a part of the motion together. Prioritizing work-life balance over ambition, comma. So it does not say prioritize work-life balance over ambition in work. I feel like we have the nuance over them that we also have ambition outside of work, like passions, like family. You can also be ambitious about your family too. But firstly, let's look at what is true and what is like the nuance over them. So firstly, we hear from the game that like App's push is that like prioritizing work-life balance is bad, and that's firstly true. Let's look at even if that's true. They literally have said that they literally have not like that prioritizing informality is prioritizing so negating only tells you bad, and the informal alongside equality and like they literally have said they tell us that like they never tell us why prioritizing informality should be better than prioritizing informality, and we've already proven those through second and third. They tell us that we look at like on their terms we see laid back as actually better than and enable, and we've already see that like our values are likely to show more respect and happiness, and negating like this is likely to only sound nicer, but in reality and into things like procrastination and that it is intuitively bad happiness, and when we just like get the work done either on time or you get it on time but it's also slowly, which is just a bad thing. We don't want that to happen in work, but when we look at things that what they might win on and what we actually win on, we see that they may win on the fact that formality isn't an important factor in this debate. And even if we believe that, they still win because of the things that what they might win on and what we actually win on. We see that they also their biggest push is mental health, right? They see that, but we think that work isn't the only thing that they want to mental health, and we see that when you condone to laid back cultural norms, they also actually harm you to mental health, right? Yeah, they see that, and I'll go further that we win. But what do we win on? We win on the fact that we condone to laid back, just because somebody actually harm doesn't mean that they never want to take a holiday off, and I feel that's just not intuitive. And what do that laid back cultural norms is that it harms like they're working at as well, and it's because it was actually bad like environment. But what do we weigh in this way? Firstly, what benefits balances is more that A. Do you want to weigh more holidays leading to stress-free life, or finishing your work on time at a high standard leading to more free time that's stress-free because using the A? Do you want to weigh secondly, I've already said we've already or finishing your work on time at a high standard leading to more work time that's stress-free because universal place to work, the real world and other places. Secondly, I've already said we've already that when you do go to other countries, it's much more harder to fly to their culture if you're still laid back in place to work, the real world and other places. Who actually helps each side helps when you do go to New Zealand already has been bad with health, and that's why for negating culture to try to make it better. But if laid back place more but laid back culture actually helps there's more leniency. Oh well, New Zealand's already badly. It's not intuitively going to solve mental health issues. It's probably going to be more when you realize that you finish your work day put off 5 ambition also isn't just work. Ambition is not action. You can do that over work, which means that the mental health is positively affected. Realize that you're putting your mindset and vibe towards something that's not work. If work is something that you're stressed on, maybe find something else not ambitious about to that like means that the mental health is positively affected. But who do we vibe towards something that's not work? Have ambition stressed on, maybe find something else not ambitious about that to that as their ambition. And thirdly, you said people need to adapt to different cultures. But who do we already explained? And through all of these, I'm so have ambition stressed on, maybe find something else not ambitious about that to that as their ambition. And thirdly, you said people need to adapt to different cultures.
That speaker for their speech, and that now concludes today's debate. So I'd like for both sides to cross the floor and shake.
Good job.
That speaker for their speech, and that now concludes today's debate. So I'd like for both sides to cross the floor and shake.
Good job.